Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Sports Lovers. It's been a while since we just sit down here and yapped about sports, so that is what we are going to do in today's video. We are going to go over a couple of things today. We are going to talk, of course, about SEC Media Days. At the end, we will hit on SEC Media Days as that starts this week. Brian Kelly has already gone by the time I'm recording this. Lane Kiffin is about to go. Shane Beamer's already spoken as well. And then Clark Lee will wrap things up at SEC Media Days. So, we will talk SEC Media Days at the end of this video. However, we have a lot of stuff to go over, especially some major sports news. We're going to talk about the FIFA Club World Cup. We're going to talk about the Gold Cup, the Summer of Soccer. We're going to talk about the Wimbledon as well. And, of course, college basketball coming back. NBA 2K news. There's a lot of stuff that we got to talk about here in today's video. So, hit that sub button, leave a comment down below, stick around if you are interested in all the latest sports news. We talk about that here, whether it's EA College Football, Dynasty, whether it's football news in general, which, by the way, we will preview each conference starting in the next couple of weeks. It is almost football season, ladies and gentlemen. We have almost made it through the offseason, so we are almost here. Obviously, we still have our Dynasties in EA Sports College Football 26 and our Road to Glories as well, but this video, just going to be a sports video catch-up, kind of, just because we have not done this in a while. So we are going to talk about that. We'll talk a little bit of headlines in the NFL as well. So stay tuned, and without further ado, let us go ahead and hop right into this sports recap video. Alright, so first, how we're going to start this off is we will, of course, talk about the return of EA Sports college football, or college basketball. Yes, you heard that correctly. EA Sports has confirmed that they are bringing back NCAA. A couple of months ago, I believe, they released a picture on their Twitter account stating hashtag it's in the game with a basketball image, obviously referring to college basketball being back. They are bringing back the old video games, and we have now learned that 2K and college basketball are going to be both collabing on this game to make this game once in a generation. So, obviously, it's going to be a minute for this game to release. That it's going to be up until 2028, I believe, is when Matt Brown did say that this game is going to drop. But college football, or college basketball, excuse me, is coming back to the video game screen. Obviously, gonna be fun. Cannot wait. 2K and EA Sports are collaborating on this one, so it should be a really good game, in my opinion. I cannot wait for this game. Obviously, we will have more news once the news drops. We will have a video breaking down all of that news, so stay tuned for that. However, that shouldn't be for another couple of years or so, but they confirmed EA Sports college basketball is coming back in the video game world. Alright, up next, we're going to talk a little bit about the Summer of Soccer in the United States. If you guys did not know, the Gold Cup was this past year, but also the FIFA Club World Cup, the first ever FIFA Club World Cup was in the United States this year, and I'm going to talk about my opinion on the FIFA Club World Cup here in a minute, but first, I want to hit on the U.S. men's national team. All the drama that's been surrounding Christian Pulisic, obviously, this offseason for the U.S. men's national team. What Pochettino is talking about, obviously, when he's stating that Pulisic cannot dictate what games he wants to play in. I want to talk about that. However, first of all, the U.S. men's national team did lose in the Gold Cup final to Mexico. Basically, what the U.S. did, they lost all of their friendlies. I believe they played Switzerland and a couple other kind of quote-unquote powerhouses in these friendlies, but they lost all of their friendlies. Then, obviously, the Gold Cup comes around, where a lot of people have had a bunch of questions about the U.S. men's national team going into the Gold Cup. Is this roster good enough to be able to compete against these national teams? Is, obviously, this roster experienced enough as well to be considered for a World Cup run and a World Cup roster? Well, obviously, they win the group, they win their group, but they also get to the final in the Gold Cup, which is where they lose to Mexico 2-1. Now, this is where I think having Christian Pulisic and having all these other guys like Zimmerman start and Tyler Adams start, all of those World Cup guys starting is obviously going to make or have an impact against Mexico, right? That's kind of my take on that right there. They did need some of their star players in order to beat Mexico. They basically lost to the good teams, beat the bad teams that they played, which obviously was what they were supposed to do, right? Diego Luna obviously was one of the stars in the Gold Cup this campaign. Sebastian Burkhalter was also one of those stars. Obviously, he had a couple of misses there, but he played pretty well in that game as well. Then you have Tyler Adams coming off the bench. He played really well, I thought, for what minutes he got as well. So you did have some bright spots if you're the men's national team, and I do think a couple of these guys, like Chris Reynolds and, of course, Diego Luna, are going to make the World Cup roster and be a part of that World Cup roster. I just think that this year was a opportunity year for the United States men's national team, for these young guys to show that they have a chance to play for their nation. And they talked a lot about this in the broadcast when it came to the men's national team. Opportunity when it presents itself for the opportunity when it presents itself for the United States men's national team to, of course, come across and show that they can compete in World Cup and they can compete on the national stage as well. So that's my take on the men's national team. Opportunity was what it was about this summer for Diego Luna, for Chris Reynolds, for Sebastian Burkhalter, all of those guys who played for, even for Tyler Adams and for the goalkeeper Matt Freese. I believe Matt Freese actually starts now in the World Cup next summer in the United States over, obviously, the guy who's starting now. So I think that Matt Freese proved himself. I think Diego Luna proved himself that he will be a part of the U.S. men's national team. However, we don't know. We shall see what Pochettino does, and he's a very confusing coach to kind of navigate, right? But I'm very interested to see what the United States men's national team does regardless of who starts. And I'm very interested to see how far they can go in Pochettino's first World Cup, especially on home soil. You do not want to come out and get eliminated and not even make it to the group stage at your home soil. That would just be embarrassing for the United States men's national team. So there's my take on that one. Now, the FIFA Club World Cup did, of course, happen this summer in the United States as well. They expanded it to 64 teams, which I thought was really a great idea, or 32 teams rather. I thought was a great idea if you are FIFA. Chelsea winning the FIFA Club World Cup. They played PSG. PSG was actually my pick to make the final. Not to win it, but Man City was my pick to win the final. Obviously, that didn't happen. But PSG was my second bet to win the final. They make it to the final. However, Chelsea does beat them 4-0, actually. And what was a dominant performance from the Blues in Chelsea. So, congratulations. I saw Trump was celebrating with Chelsea at the FIFA Club World Cup as well. So, Chelsea are, of course, world champions. Now, another sports recap video, of course, for you guys is Yannick Sinner wins the rematch at the Wimbledon against Carlos Alcaraz here. Defeated him in 3 sets, I believe, in tennis. That's a huge rivalry matchup going on right now. Alcaraz won the French Open. Now Yannick Sinner gets his get back against Carlos Alcaraz in the Wimbledon. So, congratulations to Yannick Sinner as he wins, of course, he wins the Wimbledon in 2025. And last but certainly not least, of course, we have SEC Media Days. Brian Kelly has already spoken. I believe at the time this video drops, all of the head coaches will be spoken except for maybe Clark Lee. So we will, of course, recap SEC Media Days, but I did want to talk a little bit about SEC Media Days. Lane Kiffin is scheduled to go here in just a bit, so I'm very interested to see what he has to say about some of these freshmen that are coming in and replacing some of the older guys at Ole Miss. I'm very interested to see tomorrow into what Hugh Freeze says about Auburn. Obviously, very interested in that sort of thing. Diego Pavia, very interested to see what Diego Pavia is going to be saying at the podium tonight or later today as well. So, lots of SEC stuff. We will, of course, recap the SEC Media Days here. Just wanted to throw that out there and mention that SEC Media Days does start today. A couple of the coaches have already gone by me recording this video. A couple of them, obviously, are still yet to go for today. Then tomorrow, we have Hugh Freeze going, as well as a couple other of coaches with Billy Napier in there, I believe, going there as well. So, there's a little bit of SEC Media Days preview. One final thing before I let you guys loose. Obviously, I haven't been the best at when it comes to NCAA college football content. So, hopefully that does change. I wanted to get a full hour-long Road to Glory in. Let me know how that was in the comments down below. Obviously, Home Run Derby is tonight, though. And I believe Matt Olson's going to win the Home Run Derby. He has been one of the hottest players in MLB baseball right now. So, Home Run Derby is later tonight on ESPN as part of the All-Star Game festivities. Tomorrow is the All-Star Game. Then they get a couple days off, and Friday we start back with the MLB season. MLB draft also going on as well. Just kind of run down the list right there. So, a couple of MLB things going on. Summer's in full swing for the MLB. That's pretty much the only thing happening after SEC Media Days as we do gear up to college football. So, again, SEC Media Days is today. Home Run Derby later tonight. All of that stuff. Let me know what you thought of this recap video in the comments down below. Probably not going to be... It's going to be spotty, right? I'm just talking, just yapping for the most part. But hopefully you guys got the gist of it. Let me know your thoughts on the U.S. men's national team performance in the comments down below as well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn that bell on as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. Tomorrow, we will return with Road to Glory in college football, so stay tuned for that. Wednesday, we will have our Dynasty video, and Thursday, we will talk about the MLB All-Star Game, with Friday, us talking about SEC Media Days. So stay tuned for that one. Hit that sub button, leave a comment down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace.